Alrighty then, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Animal Crossing 365-day playthrough. I believe we're on day 1999. I mean 199. What? 99? Oh, if there's another 9 after it, I'll hate this game. Yes, I fucking hate 999. But anyway, continuing on with this episode. One more day! Actually, it's technically 2 more days because there can't be 201 videos in a playlist. But yes, today is Friday. Yeah, 7/19, 4:57 p.m. I just woke up like not even 20 minutes ago, to be honest with you guys. And I'm always very congested in the morning, so if I sound nasally like I have been for the past like 4 days, that's the reason. And my eyes are actually kind of sensitive to the light, so I'm having those kind of days. But it's not one of those, oh, I just woke up and I seen sunlight kind of thing. It's kind of one of those, ow, the sunlight actually hurts my eyes kind of thing. It was like, I didn't know things were this painful. And they start watering all that stuff, you know, so, that's what that is, I guess you could say. So, I'm scratching the top of my head, because it itches. But I had another useless dream. This time it was useless. It was an interesting horror. I'm sorry, Miss Watermelon. I know how you found interest within my dreams. But I apologize. But it was just this dumb, boring where were with my grandparents, which they don't travel together, ever. Ever. It took me and my 2 sisters. They were taking me to this location that was, in the end, was a food place that was in Chicago, apparently. And, but the only thing that's probably of big importance in here, in this story of the dream, is that during said drive, there were times where I thought we would die because my grandpa was not able to press the brake button as good as he does. And we would almost smash and die when the trains came by. Excuse me. When the trains came by, and that's about it. And also, there's this one guy with a Superman t-shirt, and he had 2 Superman t-shirts, and he was trying to sell it to us. And then he put the 2 logos together and made a really big Superman t-shirt. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But, yeah. And then at the end of the stream, now, I've never watched this anime. I've actually watched someone talk about this anime. Oh, excuse me. Back in, like, literally early this morning, somewhere around 6 to 7 a.m. This guy talking about the worst, or the most hated anime characters, or the worst animes to don't watch. And School Days was in there, right? And pretty much he spoiled School Days, which is something I wasn't going to do at all. I wasn't going to watch School Days. No. And so he pretty much spoiled School Days. And in that spoiler, he's told that this dude, it's pretty much like this stupid love story, and then the guy ends up fucking other people, in turn making the girl feel spited, and holy shit. That's the first time I've ever seen the guy. Nothing really happens when you knock him down. Look at that, you see up on the left screen. If you knock him down, he actually talks to you for a little bit. He's the one who delivers the mail and all that wonderful stuff. You can actually catch him. Actually, I only think on this day, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. I know there's only specific days to catch him. Him specifically, if you want him. But, yeah. Yeah, I just pretty much School Days, but yeah, apparently this guy who cheats on this one girl and cheats on another girl during the act, and all these other girls just want to have sex with him for some reason, and believe the one girl that he likes beforehand learns about this, goes crazy, and stabs the fuck out of the guy until he's dead. And I believe she meets up with one of the girls that actually first slept with him, and shows him his head in a bag. Yeah. I think. I don't know, it's something. There's also dealing with pregnancy in there. I don't know. I had that ending in my head. I dreamt it. And a stupid guy laying there with his head in a bag. Oh yeah, I forgot. The girl cut the guy's head off, which is interesting. That's stupid. Sounds stupid, does it? I don't know, man. So yeah, I had a dream about that. I don't know why. But yesterday, actually early this morning, I watched something called 5 centimeters per second. Now, this is a movie that came out in 2007, 2008, so it's kind of old. It's an animated movie, so, you know, it's on Crunchyroll, it's free, there's a dub version, and there's a sub version, so you can obviously tell the popularity of said work. But, yes, in that movie, yeah, pretty much, I don't want to spoil it just in case if any of you actually want to watch it. If any of you actually want to watch it, it's called 5 centimeters per second. You just type that out and type in Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll's a free site. It's a legal site. Sometimes it may ask you for a subscription, but that's only because they want money out of you. Nothing's really gonna go crazy. It's pretty much where anime is licensed to be streamed on the internet, you know, by the actual people who create said products. So yeah, and so I was watching this, and just to explain what it is, there's a lot of, I don't want to say what-if scenarios due to the fact that it does actually happen, in the story, but obviously it's a story following these kids, it's a 3-part story following these, kids from 1990, to pretty much the current date where this was published, like 2007, 2008, I believe. And pretty much it's all about lost opportunities, love never explored, and the first love concept, and your choices that you make, and how it affects your life, and how you deal with them personally. Dealing with the outcome of what those choices do to your life. And that's pretty much what it is. And obviously there's really the animation itself, the backgrounds are beautiful. The colors are vibrant, the shading's great. Remember what I said, shadings make some things sometimes, but you know, the shading's beautiful. It looks great. It looks solid, and you know, it's all around well made, I guess you could say. So that's pretty much what the story is. And now I'm going to tell you how my reactions to the story were. Now, there's 3 parts of the story. The second part dealing with blah blah blah. But you know, there's these 2 people. I believe one of the guys' name's Todeko or Tomoko. Well, I believe it's Tomoko, and there's another name, Akira, I believe, and that's the actual love interest. And they're actually both love interests for one another. They actually do like one another. Like, it's not a one-sided relationship kind of thing, so you won't be expecting that. But they share this one day with one another, you know, where they finally get to see each other after being separated for so long and writing one another through letters and all this stuff, because they were once together. Not like together as a couple per se, but they were together as in physically being together, where they had how do I say this? Both the main character's family constantly move, and the main male character, he constantly keeps moving, and the female character ends up, you know, magically moving to where he is. All by coincidence, and this happened for a long time until, you know, before they became 13, I believe a couple years before that. And so when that happens, they ended up writing one another, he pretty much ended up seeing that how much important this girl was to his life. Because what they did, they were the only ones they had. You know, she was the only one he had, and he was the only one she had. And it was kind of like this wasting time together kind of love kind of thing, if you guys understand that. I don't know, it's relationship talk. Wasting time together, You know, it sounds stupid, but it's actually very emotional. I don't know how to explain it. It's... I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but if you've been in a relationship, you know. I guess. I'm explaining this terribly, aren't I? Boom. Boom. Let me gather myself before I talk again. And yeah, pretty much he's protected her and done all those wonderful things. They've been together, you know, through the lonely years, and yeah. And one time they moved, and they didn't end up being together, and so all this stuff happens. And then one day he decides to go see her, and she lives far off. He probably travels around 6 to 7 hours, I believe, to be able to go see this girl. And she actually, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff going into it, which I don't want to explain it. They actually end up exploring the idea of them loving one another. Without saying it, there's just this one magical moment where it's like, hey, I love this person, kind of thing. Where they both, you know, it clicks in their head, and, you know, it follows the male in the story, and how he handles things that come within his life. And obviously they toss in another girl, just to go on with it, to explain that just the fact that he wasn't able to explore a relationship or be able to live fully, and he's constantly hanging on this one girl from his past, that he it's affecting his own life, you know. And they even show that even more in the third, where he's grown up, where it's 2008, 2007, and he's a mess. He's just pretty much, there's no closure, you know. When there's no closure on things, it's hard to get over it. Because usually when you think of breakups, or it wasn't even a breakup, it was pretty much they were forcefully ripped apart by each one in their lives, each one in another lives, and there's nothing they could do. So it's kind of one of those. It's not really, I don't want to say it's a love story, but it's a story involving love. But it more revolves around the choices that we make and the way that we deal with them, and how we make them, and all that stuff mixed into it. You know, all that emotional crap. And I definitely, because now that when I'm thinking about it, if you like movies dealing with that, or you get what's being said or what is being done, or the highly emotional moments within this movie, because there were big emotional moments where kind of made me and then near the end with how everything was ending and how they did it, that kind of made me break down into, like, you know, the Emmy breakdown that I had when I was playing Animal Crossing. You know, that was really bad. But yeah, so, you know, that movie was really good. Luna had a good cry at the end. What the heck happened? I did have a lot of heartfelt moments of heartbreak and all that wonderful stuff, where your heart aches and like, oh, I feel for the character. But, you know, this deals with a lot of empathy, this movie. It's only like 60 minutes, which is an hour. I believe it's like an hour and 5 minutes plus the credits. Yeah, that is about it. I described it terribly because I'm half asleep still, and I'm still trying to get things going. But, yeah, that is about it for today. You can watch it if you want. This is not something that I definitely recommend, because some people just don't get it. You know, there's always works of arts like that. And this movie is definitely a work of art. So, until next time, my name's Luna. As always, sleep on my hammock. Stay frosty. Yeah, baby, yeah!